Well, we're off and racing into turn number 1. They're already 3 wide. And we'll see who's got the right setup. Right now, the 12, your pole sitter, Jesse Hartloff, got a great jump on the field. The 37, Craig Smith, moves into second. The Roadhouse Grill Mini Cup Lights. And we got battle for second, Dave Urbanski, one of the veterans of this series. He moves into the number 3 spot now, going past the 1X of Chris Gill. Here comes Al Pyre in the 1. He's going to move up to 4th now. But the 12 of Jesse Hartloff has taken off from this field. And he is rocking and rolling. He'll put lap 2 at 10 in the books for this 10-lap exhibition heat. And we're going to have a battle coming for second. Dave Urbanski in the 2, down to the inside of Craig Smith in the second spot. As they battle through turn 3, Urbanski, the number 2, is up to the 2 spot. That sets back the 37 of Craig Smith. The 94 of Mike Wolf now chasing him down from the 4th spot.
Well, they're flying around the inside TQ midget track. Jesse Hartloff is really trying to check out in the field. So far, everybody able to hold their race machines in a straight line. Nobody's spinning. A distant second, about, maybe 25 or 30 mini cup lengths back, because these cars aren't that long to begin with. The number 2 of Dave Urbanski. But look at Hartloff fly around our quarter-mile infield track as he's really boogieing right around here. Let's see what's going on in the back of the pack, as there's about 5 cars back there that are almost going to be getting lapped here by Jesse Hartloff momentarily.
The 27 there, that almost wound up on 2 wheels through turns 3 and 4. The Warren Bookbinder truck number 12 was trying to do a 2-wheel. We've seen tricycling in the TQ midgets, but I've never seen bicycling here at Lancaster.
Yeah, it'd be like that TV commercial where you load the food and then the truck tips over. Here we go.
Kind of reminds me of the rollover contest I saw last night.
Well, they've got the field really spread out all over the place.
Once again, your leader is the blue number 12, Jesse Hartloff. He is, got a nice comfortable lead over second place, Dave Urbanski in the 2. Third is the red 94 of Mike Wolf. 4th is the 37 of Craig Smith, and 5th is the 11 of Paul Young.
Chris Gill, the 1X, he heads for the pits. Not sure what's going on there, but he decided to take a break.
Dave Urbanski, though, he's starting to chase him down here in the closing laps. He's really cut down that lead as we're inside 2 to go. And he's going to try and make something of this race, as he is really chopping down the real estate between him and the Hartloff number 12. This time, though, it's going to be 1 lap to go as Urbanski swings way wide out of turn number 4. This is the final lap. The Urban Inn number 2 of Dave Urbanski chasing down Craig Hartloff's number 12 in this final lap. Jesse Hartloff's number 12. Down to the back stretch. They're going to head to turn 3 and 4. Final 2 turns going to settle this heat race for the mini cup lights. And as they roll out of turn number 4, Urbanski on the gas to try and catch him, but Hartloff takes the win. Urbanski gets scored 2nd. Mike Wolf is 3rd. And battle for 4th and 5th, the 37 of Craig Smith and the 11 of Paul Young. That was your top 5 as they put on a nice show.
Well, it wasn't exactly the thunder of the modifieds, but it was kind of cool in its own right. It sounded like, I don't know, sounded like we could take. We are racing at Lancaster. Heckler calls into turn 1. He's got Shepker in his outside. But, they bunch him up through turns 1 and 2. They thump, they tap, and Shields goes round in front of Dolphin and nearly grabs Gian. And
Surfing USA.
Oh, my goodness. We got some serious splash action over there in turn 2.
Well, Shields went bogging down the backstretch infield.
I'm going to have to go out and get some.
And do a 4-camera shoot for tonight's modified racing, so pick up the tape next week at the novelty stand. Should be quite a show. And of course, is tapes from all of our racing action this year, all down at the novelty stand for $15 a tape.
Go. We're into turn 3. Now we're coming to turn 4. Larry Woodard looks him over and says, "Gentlemen, we are green flag racing." Heckler puts his foot through the radiator, but Grimmer's staying right with him. Grimmer on the outside, making the effort. Heckler now trying to pull away, but they're still side by side. Now Heckler manages to pull away off the corner. Heckler down the back stretch. Grimmer now running in second. Eckrich poking in there into third. But Shepker hanging in there on the inside. Eckrich and Shepker running side by side. Grimmer tucks in behind Heckler. Eckridge punches the taps down the front stretch with Grimmer, as Eckridge taking a long way around, trying to take over second spot from Ed Grimmer. Grimmer hanging on. Looks like Eckridge has the power as he pushes it down the back stretch. Eckridge with fresh rubber on a machine, looking to see if he can hook her up. Now Grimmer handles better through turns 3 and 4. They come down the front stretch. Heckler still hanging on to his lead, as the duel is behind him for the second spot between Eckridge and Grimmer. They touch and tap through turns 1 and 2. Eckridge backs off, tucks in. Now Eckridge takes the inside dive. Grimmer goes around, coming off of turn 2. Grimmer goes surfing through the infield. Oh my goodness, things are wild and crazy already. Coming off of turn 2, and the handle slipped out from underneath him. They come through turn 3. Heckler sets the pace. They come off the turn. Larry Woodruff looks at him and says, "Gentlemen, we are green flag racing one more time." Heckler puts his foot in his Schefter, stays right with him. Eckridge looking to stay and see if he can make that high line work for him. But Mislin stays right with him. Grimmer now looking to make his way in there. Almost tried to go between Mislin and Eckridge. Now Mislin makes the inside move on Schefter. Mislin trying to get by Schefter, can't do it. Halfway this time by, halfway through. Schefter ties into second with Mislin running in third. Eckridge still working the outside line. Not able to make it work. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Heckler goes down the back stretch. He pulls away from Schefter. Eckridge now moves into third.
Now they'll bunch up single files. They roll through 3 and 4. Schefter bobbles through 4. Eckridge looking for the open door. They come down the stripe side by side for the second spot. And McCauley Enterprise 76 looking to take the 2 spot away.
Eckridge comes off of turn 2. He's going to drag race down the back stretch, pulls away from Schefter. Takes over commanding lead in the second spot. Schefter now relegated to third. Mislin hanging on at fourth. Grimmer looking to find some racing room. Heckler down the front stretch. Running order. Heckler, Eckridge, Schefter, Mislin, and Grimmer as they bunch up. The top 5 cars head down the back stretch. White flag this time by. It'll be 1 more lap to go. Now Eckridge challenging for the lead. Takes a look on the outside of Heckler, but can't quite do it. Here they come down the front stretch. Eckridge trying to find a way around Heckler. Now he takes the high line once again. They touch and tap through turns 1 and 2. Heckler holds him off. Now Eckridge may give up the spot to Schefter. Eckridge gets back on it. Heckler loose coming off of turn 2. Eckridge flies by. Schefter goes by underneath him. Schefter goes. Heckler goes. Oh my goodness. We're going to go checkered yellow with Eckridge taking the win in the heat. A wild and crazy last lap. Eckridge, Mislin, Grimmer, and Gian with Schefter and Heckler up in the entry to turn 3. This is a wild and crazy back stretch, Dave.
Yeah, everybody's all over.
Have ice-cold Pepsi. Pepsi is the official soft drink at Lancaster Motorsports. Pepsi is the official soft drink at Lancaster Motorsports back in 2002. Points at the stripe and says, "Gentlemen, we are green flag racing. Green, green, green." Manco and Weber side by side through turns 1 and 2. Manco trying to take the high line, working his way through it. Gradle looks to go 3 wide coming off of turn 2. As Manco powers down the back stretch and pulls away into turn 3. Through turns 3 and 4, Manco pulls away. Gradle looks to join him. Weber on the inside. Gradle taking a long way around. Murray looking to go nearly 3 wide off of turn 4. They head through turns 1 and 2. Manco hanging on. Now Gradle into second. Weber in third, but getting a heavy challenge from Murray. Pierce in the mix as well. The race is on for 3, 4, and 5.
Chuck Kuhn will squirrely at the back pack. Here comes Murray trying to put on the F-burners on the outside of Eddie Weber. The Ed and Eddie battle. Jim Pierce trying to make it 3 wide. He gets as they come out of turn number 4, but driving away with this one, Joey Manco and Jerry Gradle Jr.
Down the back stretch with already a 5-car length lead over Eddie Murray. It's Manco and Gradle. Manco 1, Gradle number 2. Here we go. We come through turns 3 and 4. Manco holds him off, but Gradle seems to be closing. Gradle looks like he may try the inside move. Manco comes down, holds him off. They hit through turns 1 and 2. Manko tries to tuck it low. Gradle stays with him for now. Murray now 5 or 6 car lengths back. Here's Weber, Capelli, Ling, and Kuhn back there as well. Be halfway this time by. Gradle looks to challenge Manko for the lead. Gradle on the inside. Can Gradle hang on? Gradle tries to tuck the nose in there. Manko shuts the door through turns 1 and 2. We are yellow. As we've got, Manko is going to have to master this one because Gradle's going to stay right with him, and Murray lurking there as well. And Pierce, a past feature winner here this season at Lancaster Motorsports Park. Bobcat of Buffalo Sportsman. Larry Woodruff looks him over and says, gentlemen, green, green, green. We are green flag racing. Manko powers to turns 1 and 2. Opens up a car length space between himself and Gradle. The race on for 3rd and 4th as Pierce looks outside of Murray. Now Capelli and Weber almost come together coming off of turn 2. Capelli looking under Pierce. Back up front through turns 3 and 4. Manko trying to hold off Jerry Gradle Jr. Jerry Gradle not able to close up the distance yet. Manko powers down the front stretch with 3 laps to go. Manko through turns 1 and 2. Jerry Gradle Jr. stays right with him as they pull away from the rest of the pack. Murray a distant 3rd. Then you got Pierce, Capelli, Weber, Ling, and Kuhn. Down through turns 3 and 4. Gradle is now closing in on Manko. 2 laps to go. The twin popsicle sticks are up. Gradle on the inside move on Manko. Gradle tucks it in close under Manko. Manko through turns 1 and 2. Holds him off one more time, but how long he can do it? They go down the back stretch. Gradle tucks underneath. Gradle now almost stays in through there through turns 3 and 4. Can't hang on to it. Now Gradle once again coming off of turn 4. Down the front stretch. The white flag goes to Jerry Gradle Jr. Takes over first. Down the front stretch as he put his foot down hard coming off of turn 4. Able to hang on to the car. Manko now running in 2nd with Murray in 3rd. Jerry Gradle Jr. coming through turns 3 and 4. Getting ready to take his checkered flag as he wins the 2nd Bobcat of Buffalo Sportsman. Gradle, Manko, Murray, Pierce, Capelli, Weber, Ling, Kuhn, Brzezowski. Oh my goodness, something lets go on a Brzezowski machine.
That's what I call a time-release smoke bomb.
Oh my goodness, that thing just let go big time on the very last lap. Oh boy. Di Pasquale coming through. Oh my goodness, yeah, bring him up here. He's waving everybody up high to try and keep him out of the oil. As Brzezowski.
Front. All right, it's Rick Widmer and Jim Jackson leading them to green. Butch Cassidy and Hal Lawrence have the Mustang into the infield. We're going to rock and roll out of turn number 4 with the street stocks. And it's Widmer going out in front early on as they lead him at turn 1. The Knutson valve, he's looking on the high side, the way high side. He's trying to do it 3 wide, the way he likes it best. He's motoring out of turn number 2, getting right up to that outside retaining wall, trying to pick them off one by one. Pete Hackett goes up to the 2 spot. Offhouse goes to 3rd. Then it's the General and the Smiling 75. They're going wheel to wheel for 4th and 5th. Look out, here comes the Knutson valve on the way outside once again as they come down to the stripe. He's up to the number 6 spot, and he's setting up to make an outside move on Jim Jackson behind him. Bobby the Hanel, Heartthrob Hanel. He's setting up right behind him as well, but now the Knutson valve going to the outside of Jim Jackson, looking to break into the top 5. Ahead of him, it's a side-by-side battle for second with Hackett and Offhouse. Now Hackett pulls away as they come out of turn number 4. Offhouse back to the outside of Hackett as they duke it out for the 2 spot. The General sitting in the catbird seat. Here comes the Knutson valve. Russell Knutson flying up through this field. The General now marches down to the inside. Offhouse tried to do another one on Hackett, but has to get back in line and get on the binders. That is 2, 3, 4, and 5 right now being settled. They come out of turn number 4. Offhouse swings high. Sherman's almost flips the tire. They tried 3 wide down the front stretch. That's going to be a close one. The General loses the back bumper, saves it. The Knutson valve trying to do it 4 wide through 1 and 2. Classic street stock style 4 wide racing in the heats. It's now Offhouse, Sherman, Knutson. Here comes Bobby Hanel and Pete Hackett. Hackett hard on the binders. Almost a little rub and scrub with Hanel. Now Offhouse has problems. He's waving his hand. Something's gone wrong on the Offhouse 15. And he is slow coming down the front stretch. So after all that manly racing, trying to take the 2nd spot, something goes wrong, a little too manly perhaps. Back up front, Rick Widmer is holding off the troop because here comes the General marching to the front of the field with the Knutson valve, Russell Knutson. Behind him, it's Hackett and Hanel side by side for 4th and 5th with Colpetzer, Jackson, and Stroline in tow. White flag is in the air for this opening Glen Campbell Chevrolet Street Stock Heat. The Knutson valve and the General, they're going to do battle here on the final lap. General down to the inside. Russell Knutson up to the outside. Oh, he clipped the outside retaining wall, it looks like. from my vantage point, it looks like he may have had it. Now he's going to have to try and go low on Sherman. Maybe a little love taps. They come out of turn number 4. Down the line, in for the win is Rick Whitmer. The General comes in second. Knutson, Hackett, Hanel, Kolpetzer, Jackson, Stroline, and Matt Mead.
No shortage of racing action at Glenn Campbell Chevrolet Straight Stocks. Oh my goodness, wild and crazy. 4 wide racing action, and this is just the heats at Glenn Campbell Chevrolet Oldsmobile Street Stock.
So let's hear it score in the first Street Stock Heat win of the evening. The Best Deal Auto Sales, John Lang Trucking, number 11, Rick Whitmer in for the win, ladies and gentlemen. Joe's on Walden, I believe. Golden Wheels Tom Egan, he's coming up from the 7th spot right now, charging hard on the outside line, but it's Gary Light leading him here on this opening lap. The big bad boat of Frank Green heading up the new contingency program for the streets. That's the Transmaster Transmissions Hard Luck Award. He's coming up through the back of the pack. A feature win for him this year, so does Terry Watson. They're 3 and 4 wide again here in the heats as Joe Mergel gets shuffled to the back of the pack early on. Joe Light way high coming out of turn number 2. That opens up the door for Don DeVille, Jason Lovell, Matt Resch, and Tom Agan. Frank Green's big bad boat charging hard on the outside line. He's going to take a handful of spots now as they roll through 3 and 4. Putting on a lap in the books, though, it's Gary Light out in front. Jason Lovell just took the second spot away from Don DeVille. Resch, Agan, Joe Light, and Frank Green. That is your front runners. 6 different feature winners in 2002 for the Glenn Campbell Chevrolet Street Stocks. No repeat winners as of yet. Well, we see our first repeat winner tonight. In this heat alone, we have 4 2002 feature winners as Matt Resch, Tom Agan, Frank Green, and Terry Watson have all won so far in 2002. They're pouring out of turn number 2 now. It's Light with Lovell and Resch trying to chase him down. Golden Wheels Tom Agan moves into the 4th spot now. This time by parallel popsicle sticks go up in the air. The other 2 feature winners were in the previous heat. Those were Bobby Hale and Russell Knutson. Matt Resch, he's looking over the 2nd spot now, trying to get it away from Jason Lovell. Agan and Green are up to 4th and 5th now. This time by, white flag goes near. This is the final trip around the speedway. Can Gary Light hang on, or Jason Lovell and Matt Resch going to give him a run for the money? On this final lap, Resch looking at the outside. Lovell going to stay low as they pour out of turn number 2. Final half of the lap for your street stocks. Now Lovell shoots high. He's going to make a run for it. Resch going to dive low. They flip-flop lanes. They pull alongside each other for second. Coming out of turn number 4, coming down to the checkered flag. In for the win, hanging on is Gary Light. Lovell will take second. Resch, Agan, Green, DeVille, Joe Light, Hughes, Terry Watson hits the outside retaining wall coming down the front stretch. Knocks the bumper loose it, but saves it from much more disaster. A.J. Cole and Joe Mergel bringing the tail of the field. can do. He's looking for his first ever Lancaster win. Green flag is in the air. Staubitz and Christopher touch tires. They go into turn number 1. Siege Bonanza setting up on the outside. He gets a little love tap from Chris Finicero. Battled on the backstretch. It's Christopher and Staubitz. Still nerf bar to nerf bar. Haven settles into third. Christopher shoves high and knocks Donnie Staubitz out of the way. Christopher down on number 1. Staubitz will hook up right behind him. Siege Bonanza lurking in fourth. He's looking to go by Larry Havens. Matt Alex moves into the 6th spot past Chris Finicero. Back up front, Donnie Staubitz slides it into turn number 3. Dirt tracks, it almost loses it, and he will lose 2 spots to Larry Havens and Siege Bonanza. Now Ted Christopher's got some open track behind him and a clear track ahead of him as he's going to start to open up the real estate, but Larry Havens and Siege Bonanza trying to chase him down. Now Bonanza gets right up on the back bumper of Larry Havens, and Ted Christopher is really smoking. And we're going to get Ted on the clock here. He has got a nice lead ahead of Havens, Bonanza, and Staubitz. Right now, we're keeping an eye on the battle for 6 between Dan Schmier, Matt Alex, and Chris Finicero. They're all on the bubble trying to get into this Bud 75 field. But right now, Matt Alex holds the bubble spot. And Ted's running laps of 17.5 seconds. TJ Piotrowski ran 18.09, but Christopher's got it down to 17.5. This time by, cross flags go in the air. Donnie Staubitz looking at him, Keith Bonanza for third. He'll go low, Bonanza goes high. And Siege looks to hang on. Now Chris Finicero makes contact with Dan Schmier and goes round in a ring in turn number 2. Caution will go up. Lap times of about 17.5 seconds, and he was really checking out, but this gives Larry Havens, Siege Bonanza, and Donnie Staubitz a chance to reel him in.
Looks like Bonanza was getting a little frustrated back there as he came up and said hello to Larry Havens down the back stretch that one time. But Havens hangs onto the race machine. Now going to get her this time.
We'll see if Ted Christopher can stretch out the real estate again. 6 and 4 to go in this opening heat. And green is in the air. They're off and running. Ted Christopher once again trying to stretch out the real estate. Chris Finicero trying to get that 6th and final qualifying spot back from Dan Schmier after spinning out, but he's going to have to try and pass that 44 first, and he's hounding him all over the back bumper. This time by, 3 to go, and Christopher still has a nice lead ahead of Larry Havens. Stands all over his back bumper. Donnie Staubitz 4th, Matt Alex 5th. He's trying to use the outside line, but he's just not setting up for him right now, as he is just laying on that chrome horn. Once again, he goes to the outside. Staubitz going to tuck underneath him, trying to take the spot away for third as the parallel popsicle 6 go in the air. And once again settles to the outside of Larry Havens. Staubitz sitting in the catbird seat looking for a way around the both of them as they pile on to turn number 2. Siege gets loose, tags the outside retaining wall. He's going to lose a spot, but he gets the foot back into it and doesn't lose any more spots than that. White flag is in the air. And you can see some white marks on those tires. He did make contact with the outside retaining wall, but he's got it back into it. And on this final lap, he's going to try and take third back from Donnie Staubitz. Final 2 turns. He's cruising night. He's hungry for his first Lancaster win. Ladies and gentlemen, your first heat winner, Ted Christopher. Larry Havens second. Staubitz, Bonanza, Alex, Schmier, Finicero, and Kosachuk. oh boy, a little post-race action from Fidanza and Havens. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Brady Racing 00, your first heat winner, Ted Christopher, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, the Vistion Modifieds, no shortage of racing excitement, as they know that there's some serious racing action yet to come, as I think tempers are short. Larry Havens down here, he's got a right front flat. And they brought these guys up front here for a little...
Little consultation time from Larry Woodruff.
Yeah, they're having a little conversation up front here. And already the second Vistion Modified group is lining up down there in our turn 4 entryway. A little consultation down there in the front stretch. The Larry Havens machine with a very flat right front tire. They'll have to rotate that flat spot up to the top so we can continue racing. But our Vistion Modified is doing battle here. It's the Budweiser 75. 75 laps of modified racing action. We are racing at Lancaster. We've managed to power up the weather dome, and guess what? We are racing here tonight. The great picnic tables and chairs and what have you, that was all supplied courtesy of Fry's Old Time Furniture. Fry's Old Time Furniture features some of the finest Amish handcrafted furniture around. They have everything.
Row 3, Dave Catalano and Kenny Troyer, Jim Flanagan and Dave Walber in row 4. Row 5, Tom Weist and Pete Britton. Should be quite a show. We've got some big guns in this heat. Just the front row alone between Hosfeld and Knoll. This should be a good one. Pace cars off the infield. Larry Woodruff looks him over. The sun's trying to peek out. They come out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. And Knoll Hosfeld. Oh, something goes on Danny Knoll's car. And he makes a beeline for the turn 1 wall.
Something had to let go on Knoll's car because it just went straight for the wall. I don't know if the throttle's stuck. We're waiting for it to see if we can check on Danny Knoll.
And he makes a beeline for the turn 1 wall.
Something had to let go on Knoll's car because it just went straight for the wall. I don't know if the throttle's stuck. We're waiting for it to see if we can check on Danny Knoll here.
I saw hands moving in the cockpit, and we're waiting for him to pull down the window net. Red flag on the track. Safety crew rushing over right away. He hit hard into that thermal foam, which softened the blow just a little bit, but he bounced off the concrete wall pretty hard. He's put down the window net. And I see Danny's got the helmet off. Looks like he's moving around inside the car. We'll wait for official word, though. And from our report trackside, Danny waved off medical attention, so it looks like he is okay, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the thermal foam does its job.
Yeah, big welcome to people from Thermofoam and their soft walls here at Lancaster Motorsports Park. Thermofoam here protecting our competitors. Thermofoam also has packaging solutions, anything that involves foam. Call the people at Thermofoams. It's a local company at the apex of turns 1 and 2. The Ebony Ford Mustang pace car ducks to the infield. Dave, here comes Hosfeld.
All right, the hot shoe down to the inside. The veteran Kluth was outside. Green flag goes back in the air. And Hosfeld gets a nice jump. Kluth going to settle into second. Teresi charged on the outside. Dave Catalano threads the needle, almost loses the back bumper. And now Bill Teresi's going to loop it on the backstretch. And caution once again.
SN.net. The Alberni Ford Mustang pace car ducks to the infield. We're getting back to Visteon modified racing action, Dave.
All right, let's get things refired as they pour out of turn number 4. Green flag back in the air. Osfeld leads him into turn number 1. Dave Catalano and Pistol Pete Britton looking down to the inside. A little wobbly there through 1 and 2. Flanagan's got to get off the binders a little bit. Everybody braking hard as Osfeld starting to open up the real estate. Catalano up to second. Dick Kluth all over his back bumper as they come out of turn number 4. Britton hanging on to the final redraw spot. Now Flanagan tucks low on him. Caution in the air. And I believe it's due to Mother Nature as she's made her presence felt here at the Lancaster Motorsports Park. Everybody hard on the binders.
All right, waiting for word trackside as to why we're going yellow. Larry Woodruff points at the stripe, and the green flag flies. We are back to racing action. Gwynn with Mudra on the outside. Mudra on the outside pole, Gwynn on the inside. Culver looking to tuck in there as well. Mudra flies through turns 1 and 2. Loses the handle a little bit. Now he's going to drive by Jason Gwynn down the backstretch. It's a drag race down the backstretch to see who can get to turn 3 first. They get there at the same time. Gwynn gets loose, pushes Mudra up high. Now Bernhardt takes the low road, tries to duck underneath everybody. But Mudra gets back on the power, comes down the front stretch. 3 wide for the second spot. It's a Gwynn sandwich. Bernhardt comes out of that, and they're nearly 3 wide coming off of turn 2. Down the backstretch, Mudra with the power opens up a 4 or 5 car length lead over Wayne Bernhardt. With the Lavender car tries to close in. Evans behind him. Now Wayne Stevens taking the inside move over Jason Gwynn. Here comes Jay Mudra. Then it's the Lavender car, Bernhardt, Evans, Stevens, Gwynn, and Culver. Joe Kuhn back there just trying to hang on. Be halfway this time by as they come down the backstretch. Mudra has a big lead over Bernhardt. Bernhardt hanging back there, but Bernhardt trying to close in. Evans is all over his back bumper. Here they come down the front stretch. They see the cross flags halfway right now for Mudra, Bernhardt, Evans, Stevens, Culver, and Gwynn. Gwynn was running up on the outside pole, now running at the back of the pack here, running presently in the number 6 position. Back up front, Mudra looks like he's going to encounter some lap traffic. Let's see if this comes into play. There's Joe Kuhn out there. It looks like he'll become lap traffic momentarily. Here comes Mudra down the front stretch. Bernhardt seems to be closing in on him. Evans not letting him get away either. Here we go. Lap traffic of Kuhn. Ducks low. Mudra flies by. There goes Bernhardt. Evans. Everybody getting by the lap traffic. Bernhardt seems to be closing in. He's nearly on the back bumper of Mudra. Mudra puts on the power. The white flag flies. 1 more lap for Jay Mudra. Wayne Bernhardt has only 1 lap to catch him. Mudra has her hooked up, running straight and clean, but Bernhardt in the Lavender car is staying right with him. They head down the back stretch. It's a drag race. Looks like Mudra's going to open up some distance. Let's see what happens in turn 3 as Bernhardt closes in. Mudra not able to carry that much speed. Here they come off of turns 3 and 4. Who's going to take it? We come to the stripe, and it's going to be the checkered flag for Jay Mudra. Then Bernhardt, Evans, Stevens, Culver, Gwynn, and Joe Kuhn. Jay Mudra powers his way around the racing surface, pole to pole, heat racing action. Chirrigata Motors Superstocks. Ducks to the infield. Hosfeld looks for the stripe. Oh my goodness, and Catalano jumps the start big time. Were we going to get a green flag? I don't think so. Maybe we are. Yes, we are, the green flag.
And Hosfeld gathers it back together, gets a nice jump by Catalano. Pistol Pete Britton down the inside of Catalano for 3rd. Here comes Kenny Troyer. He gets the final redraw spot past Dick Kluth, Dave Wahlberg. Dick Kluth, they're 5th and 6th. Jim Flanagan looking on the outside, looking in, trying to make this Bud 75 feel. Kenny Troyer goes by Pete Britton for the 3rd spot. So it's now Hosfeld, Catalano, Troyer, Britton, Wahlberg, and now Jim Flanagan challenging for the bubble spot on the outside of Dick Kluth. Now Troyer looks low on Catalano for 2nd. And it looks like he's got a good run. Going into turn 1, he goes on by Kenny Troyer, new 2nd place race car. They picked up the pace rather quickly. Jim Flanagan just got by Dick Kluth. That will put him in the Butt 75 field as of now, halfway through. Halfway to go. Pete Britton got out in front early on, but now some of the Lancaster regulars showing him the way around the speedway as Jim Flanagan and Dave Wahlberg are challenging him for the final redraw position. Flanagan tucks low on Britton, rides the rumble strips, and almost beats Britton, but falls back in line. Chuck Oswald's opened up quite a lead between him and Kenny Troyer. Flanagan again challenging Pete Britton for the number 4 spot. They run nerf fighter. Now looks like Flanagan's got a good move. Now he's going to go by Dave Catalano as well, trying to move into third. Britton slides into turn number 1, almost loses the back end. Wahlberg's going to go on by and possibly get the final transfer spot. That is for 5th and 6th. Actually, Bill Teresi is in 7th. He would like to get by Britton to get by into this field. 2 laps to go. Behind Chuck Oswald, Troyer, Flanagan, Catalano with Dave Wahlberg all over his back bumper, and then it's Britton, Teresi, and Kloof. And now Wahlberg washes high just a wee bit. Catalano now washes high for the final redraw spot. White flag in the air. Wahlberg now goes on by Dave Catalano for 4th. And that is the battle to get into the redraw later on tonight and have a shot at starting on the pole. But this time, checkered flag in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Your second heat winner, the hot shoe, Chuck Oswald, Troyer, Flanagan, Wahlberg, Catalano, Britton, Teresi, and Kloof, with Tom Weiss bringing in the tail.
Another action-packed Visteon modified heat here at Lancaster as the modifieds going around, and a lot of racing field here tonight at Lancaster Motorsports Park. And once again, we are racing here at Lancaster Motorsports Park. The Armory Ford Mustang pace car has crossed the Money Taco start-finish line. The lights have gone off. We will be green flag racing next time by. They head down the back stretch, Dave. We're going to be seeing the green flag momentarily.
All right, let's see what happens. Once again, top 4 redraw, top 6 qualify. That means 4 are going to miss out on the Bud 75. Slow start out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. And they're humping and bumping through turns 1 and 2. Easton goes high, holds up the traffic behind him. They pour out of turn number 2. Ulrich goes out in front, Putney down to the inside of McGrath. Catalano, Easton here. That's your top 5. Easton smokes the brakes going into turn number 3. And as they come out, Ulrich is at number 1. McGrath and Putney, nerf rider for 2nd and 3rd. Catalano holds 4th. Hare is 5th, and teammates Easton and Jackson duking out for the final transfer spot. Now Jackson goes passed by Richie Littlefield for the 6th and 7th spot. Almost 3 wide for the lead. It's 3 wide. Tom McGrath mainly racing on the outside, but now falls back in line. Billy Putney powers past. We got contact. Everybody hard on the binders coming out turn number 2. This reshuffles the front of the field. It's now Putney, Buck Catalano, Jeff Ulrich. Tom McGrath's major troubles coming out of turn number 4. He is slowing, coming to a stop. Out just past the exit of turn number 4, and that'll bring out the caution. And the power of the yellow flag will heal you, my friend.
Ah, yes, the McGrath machine magically comes to life. McGrath heads pit side.
Well, out of all these guys, he probably knows this track better than the rest of them. But I think the guys behind him will take a challenge for that top spot. Here we go. We're going to get things refired. Out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. Buck Catalano standing outside retaining wall. Coming out of turn number 4, that has to hold everybody up behind him. They're humping and bumping. 3 wide coming out of turn number 2. Ron Easton going backwards through the field. And it's Putney, Catalano, Ulrich, Littlefield, Hare, and now Tom McGrath, Larry Jackson dueling for the final spot in 6th. Eckridge, Easton, and Potrabowski brings up the tail of the field. Billy Putney now stretching out that real estate between him and Buck Catalano, who rides 2nd. Carl Hare down to the inside of Rich Littlefield for the final redraw position with Jeff Ulrich just in front of him. Tom McGrath dirt tracks out of 4th. So does Kevin Eckridge. And Big Kev loops it, but doesn't do any damage except to the tires as he avoids the wall. And he will throw it into reverse and try and back things out here. Big Kev. inside heat. It's Billy Putney. And green flag is in the air. Rich Littlefield got a little greedy on that restart, and we'll see what kind of reprimand he'll get on that. Pouring on turn number 2, Putney leads him down the backstretch. Catalano, Littlefield, Hare, Jackson, and Ulrich duking it out side by side. Here comes McGrath and Easton as well. 4 to go. Billy Putney out on a Saturday night cruise in the front of this field. He's just trying to keep it clean, keep it straight, and score the heat win. Right now, Carl Hare, the possessor of the final redress, brought Tom McGrath 6th, the final qualifying spot. Behind him, Rod Easton, Jeff Ulrich, TJ Pachabowski, and Kevin Eckridge. TJ just can't seem to get his setup to click here. Lancaster almost back against Jeff Ulrich going through 1 and 2. And Hare smokes the brakes, going to 3 and 4. They tap in touch. Parallel popsicle sticks in the air. We've got 2 to go. The Miller Brick, 59. Ducks low on Rich Littlefield. They're going to come out of turn number 2 side by side. Nerf Fighter, both of them looking over Buck Catalano for second. Littlefield slides it into turn number 3 and looks to take 2 spots. White flag is in the air. Here's the final go-round for Billy Putney, who's looking sharp, looking stout and fast. Rich Littlefield powers out of turn number 2. He's going to take the second spot away from Buck Catalano. Final 2 turns coming out of turn number 4. Your heat winner, Billy Putney. Littlefield, Catalano, Hare, Jackson, McGrath, Eckridge, Ulrich, Eckridge, and Pachabowski.
See that? You got caught. they head through turn 4. The green flag flies. Reichel and Flagler and the rum runners side by side through turns 1 and 2. The field bunches up. Pisecki gets wild and crazy through turn 1. Gathers it back up and hangs on to the race machine as Brian Reichel puts his foot in it. Flagler wild and crazy down the back stretch. They're 3 wide into turn 3. Flagler sandwich. Now they hang on. They stretch back out to 2 wide. Weldy taking the wide way. Flagler had to hang on to his race machine. Reichel trying to stretch out a big lead on the rest of the field. Pisecki with Weldy and Merritt bearing down on him. Pisecki trying to hang on to the second spot, but Weldy wants to take the long way around, and Merritt wants to try and find a way to go with him. Brian Reichel through turns 3 and 4. He's hanging on to the lead, but here comes Weldy taking the long way around European Al Pisecki. Down the front stretch, it's going to be Reichel, Pisecki, Weldy, Merritt, Flagler, Nowinski. As they head through turns 1 and 2, trying to keep on racing action. 3 wide off of turn 2 as Pisecki bobbles and drops back. Merritt now moves into second with Weldy in third, Pisecki in fourth. J.W. Flagler looks him over for a second and gets on the binders. Halfway this time by, it will be 3 laps down, 3 laps to go. Reichel trying to hang on. A points leader, Jeff Merritt, bears in on him to see if he can take over that number 1 spot. Reichel down the back stretch. He's got about a 5-car length lead over Jeff Merritt. Looks like he's hanging on to it. Weldy, another 4 or 5 car lengths back. Then Pisecki, Flagler, and Mike Strauss. The rest of your field, here they come across the Monte Taco start-finish line. Twin popsicle sticks, 2 laps to go. 2 more laps for Reichel, but Merritt has closed up the gap and is bouncing off his back bumper. A little bit of bumper bingo through turns 1 and 2. Merritt hangs on. Reichel powers down the back stretch. Here comes Merritt diving into the corners, looking for racing room around Reichel. Once again, gives him a little hello, how do you do? They come down the front stretch. They take a white flag. 1 more lap. Merritt tries to go outside of Reichel. Reichel hanging on. Merritt taking a long way around. Merritt side by side through turns 1 and 2. They bobble. They touch. They tap. Down the back stretch. It's going to be Merritt trying to stretch it out. They drag race down the back stretch. Reichel on the inside. Merritt on the outside. Into turn 3. Merritt's ahead of him. Now it's almost 3 wide as Weldy comes up behind Reichel. Tap and touch. It's going to be a wild and crazy finish. It's going to be Merritt, Reichel, Weldy, Pisecki, Flagler, Strauss, Nowinski, and Carney, and Pulaski. Whew. What a wild and crazy last lap as cars were bouncing off each other off of turns 3 and 4. But here he comes out of turns 3 and 4. The Walker Automotive, Volund Electric, Meat Supply, JMH Collision, Mills Welding, Mom and Dad, your points leader, the number 49 of the line. special diet food down there, so.
They're going to do 20 laps. Here's how they're going to line up. Chris Gill and Warren Bookbinder share the front row. Warren in the 27. The 8 is Alan Turcott. The 5 truck is Kevin Foss. The 75 truck is Jim Cook. The 6, Ed Wirtz. The 1 is Al Pyra. The 11, Paul Young. The 37 is Craig Smith. The 94, Mike Wolf. The 2, Dave Urbanski. And the 12, Jesse Hartloff. Basically, they took their heat finish and inverted the field, so the faster cars are in the back of the pack. And green, 20 laps for the Mini Cups, sponsored by the Roadhouse Grills of Western New York.
They're already thumping and bumping like a bunch of straight stocks out there. Look out, here we go. Oh, my goodness. Look at the carnage in turn 2. As we got a pickup truck completely losing its box. And, well, I think that just might bring out a caution flag.
Yeah, it all started. The 27 of Warren Bookbinder went around in a ring. Coming out of turn number 2, and a couple of cars had nowhere to go. And Warren's trying to pull away, but he's dragging the tail end of his truck there, the truck body, alongside with him.
Well, you know this pickup truck right behind him? We're going to get the green flag this time by, Dave. Here they go, the Mini Cups, going back at it.
All right. Dave Urbanski's up to third. He was one of the quick cars during the heat. Green is in the air. We are racing once again. Urbanski goes right to the outside of Jim Cook. Cook slow on the restart in the 75. And Urbanski's going to go right on by. In fact, he's going to go right to the lead. He's right on the outside. The 12, your heat winner, Jesse Hartloff, he's taken off like a bat out of heck as well. So is the 37 of Craig Smith. You can tell who the faster cars are as they have just surged to the front of the field.
Jim Cook was just looking at a whole bunch of Mini Cups drive by both sides of him.
That's going backwards in a hurry. So it's Urbanski, the 12 of Hartloff, the 37 of Craig Smith, and Paul Young, Mike Wolf. That's your top 5. Those were your top 5 in the heat. Now they're the top 5 in the feature. And once again, Dave Urbanski and Jesse Hartloff pulling away with 2 in the Mini Cup Light feature here.
Oh, they've got to have their go-kart motors on vitamins or something like that because they're really driving away from the rest of the field.
And Urbanski and Hartloff, those two seem to be definitely the fastest out there. They're out in front, but they, compared to the other Cup Lights, seem to be moving a lot quicker.
They're using alcohol-injected 5-horse lawnmower engines.
Heck, they might have nitrous under the hoods.
You never know. What is that little red button on your dash? Never mind.
Hartloff starting to catch Urbanski, actually. He is really closing in the distance. Let's put these boys on the clock, see what they can do on the quarter mile. Inner quarter mile here at Lancaster as it's follow the leader right now at the front of the field. And they're going to be dealing with some lap traffic not before too long, and they're going to come to the stripe. And they come in 17.22 seconds. And Ted Christopher was doing 17.5 on the half mile during his heat, so draw your conclusions from that.
Well, I would imagine Ted Christopher going twice as fast.
In a twice as long distance. Hartloff's going to make a move for the lead, but the lap traffic of Turcott's going to get in his way. And now they're going to have to thread their way through lap traffic. Your top 2 Cup Lights of Dave Urbanski and Jesse Hartloff. Mini Cup Lights, yes, not regular Cup Lights. That was last week. They put on quite a show as well. 7 in, 13 to go. Third place, Mike Wolf. He's now threading his way through lap traffic. The back bumper on Ed Wirtz number 6 is becoming a hamper to the aerodynamics on that 6 car.
Well, I don't know. So is the flapping lid on the roof. That keeps popping up there. He doesn't have too much holding that car together anymore as it's all frame and basically fiberglass.
Well, Wolf has got it in a hyperdrive. He's going to try and chase down Urbanski and Hartloff. As now we have 8 in the books, 9 in the books, 11 to go.
Well, he just kicked in the turbocharger, so he's flying.
Wonder what's faster, a Mini Cup Light or a Junior Dragster?
I'd say the Junior Dragsters will move a little bit quicker than our Mini Cup Lights.
Hartloff now got a beat to the inside of Urbanski, but Urbanski slams the door as we've just crossed the halfway point, 10 and 10 to go. And things starting to heat up at the front of this field. Hartloff down to the inside of Dave Urbanski for the lead. They go wheel to wheel, door handle, roof flap to roof flap as they pour out of turn number 4. And at the line, Hartloff, your new race leader by a tire or so. And they'll put her in turn number 1. Now it's single file. Urbanski falls back to the 2 spot. And once again, they're going to have to weave their way through lap traffic.
Oh, Hartloff all over the binders, ducks low. Urbanski on the outside, they hang on to her. But But Hartloff seems to have a lot more juice than Urbanski, at least at this point, as he's starting to pull away and open up racing distance.
And they're going to pass the Foss number 5 truck, put him another lap down as well. Urbanski runs right into the back bumper of him. 17.16 seconds for Hartloff that time by. He's going quicker as the laps wind down. And now they're putting a lap on 5th place, Craig Smith, so they may lap the entire field before this is all said and done. Now we will have 6 to go as Jesse Hartloff now starting to stretch out the real estate between him and Dave Urbanski even.
The lap traffic giving Urbanski a bit of a headache as he tries to hang on as he ducks under the number 75 of Jim Cook. 5 laps to go this time by. We're whipping things around here, the mini cups. Out here on an exhibition, they're actually running a little bit of a race. Probably the smallest race cars that we've seen here at Lancaster. The TQ midgets really get it done a lot quicker, but these cars are not too shabby as it's like a full-body go-kart. As we whip around here, Jesse Hartloff hanging on to the lead. Urbanski not able to reel him in as Hartloff really charges around the quarter mile, has that car hooked up running strong. Unless he breaks, he's going to take the win here as he flies around, is overtaking lap traffic, lap by lap. He crosses the line. It'll be 3 more laps to go. Jesse Hartloff really powering around the racetrack. It looks like Urbanski using the lap traffic to maybe close the gap just a little bit. This thing could get a little bit closer. 2 laps to go this time by. The twin popsicle sticks up in the air. Hartloff trying to hold off Urbanski. Urbanski trying to close in as they round turns 1 and 2.
Now they're putting a lap down on 4th place. Maybe Dave Urbanski is playing possum, sit back just a little bit, gather his thoughts, and take one final stab at it. He dives under the 11 car of Paul Young. The white flag. Urbanski going to give him a run for the money.
It looks like Jesse Hartloff is able to hold him off as Urbanski got tied up in the lap traffic. But here they come through turns 3 and 4, the final 2 turns. They come to the stripe, getting ready to take the checkered flag. It will be Jesse Hartloff with Urbanski coming into 2nd.
3rd place going to go to Mike Wolf. And then I believe 4th was the 11 of Young and 37 of Craig Smith, your top 5. And from there on back. What a show at Victory Lane, eh?
Well. I like Roadhouse Grill, especially when somebody like that can carry out a Roadhouse Grill sign. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, this is where I get in trouble.
Where is there a Roadhouse Grill? I want to go there. Okay, our very happy Mini Cup winner getting a picture taken behind the Roadhouse Grill sign. And I'm very jealous at this moment.
The Amherst Elk Club, they're manning the fryers at the French fry stand tonight. We want to take mention of that. And we thought we were going to do it on.
Says, gentlemen, we are Green Flag Racing. Green, Heckler and Weber. Weber puts his foot down hard, trying to take the outside line through turns 1 and 2 and take over the first spot, but Heckler will have none of that as he takes the inside line and powers down the back stretch. Manko now into the mix as he tries to take over Weber for the 2nd spot. Grimmer's underneath Manko. It's a big bunch as they head through turns 3 and 4 and head down the front stretch. 3 wide on the front stretch with a Manko sandwich. Manko has to back out of the binders. Weber high and outside through turns 1 and 2. Grimmer now in 2nd. Weber hung out high and dry as Manko and Gradle will drive under him. It looks like Murray may come with him and Nick Capelli. Now Weber loose through turns 3 and 4. Goes way high. And he's going to have to gather it back in, and we will stay Green Flag Racing. Back up front, Heckler, Grimmer, Manko, Gradle, Murray, Capelli battling with Mislin.
Look at Jim Lingo there from the middle of the pack. He's doing battle with 2-time feature winner Jim Pierce. We got caution, though. Chuck Kuhn is off into the mud in turn number 2. Bring out the caution here. Everybody on the binders.
Capelli and Mislin were running side by side there for a while, trying to figure out who could duke it out. Back up front, the Hurricane, the big man, Ken Heckler. How tall is Ken Heckler, I've often wondered? Is he like about 6'7"?
He's one of the few drivers that when a black cloud rolls over the speedway. Behind it looks clear, but we just got this nasty front rolling through. We'll see how things play out, John, as we look to go back to racing action, 17 to go.
Heckler through turns 3 and 4. Grimmer on his outside. Heckler puts his foot in it. We see the green flag fly. Back to green flag racing in. Grimmer powers on the outside. He might make a turn this time. He gets loose and wild and crazy. Grimmer's looping it in turn 2. And Gradle meets him. And we got Shields going around. And we've got Kuhn going around. And we've got
Greg Martin going through the infield. Jim Pierce spun. Bill Mislin spun. And basically all heck breaking loose here on the backstretch.
Oh my goodness. We had sportsmen going every which direction except the one they were supposed to go in. Gradle got mixed up in that. We're getting everybody turned around. We'll see if we can line things back up. And we got Shields going around, and we've got Kuhn going around, and we've got
Greg Martin going through the infield. Jim Pierce spun. Bill Mislin. Through turns 1 and 2. They stay side by side. Heckler with a slight advantage coming off of turn 2. As behind him is going to be Murray and Capelli racing side by side. And look at behind them as it's the duel of Eckrich and Gradle side by side as well. They come down the front stretch. Heckler, but only a half car length lead over Manko. Manko seems to be able to carry into turn 1 better. But Heckler can jump on the power sooner coming off of turn 2. Down the back stretch, Heckler stretches out to real estate. Murray looking to get into the mix as he tries to duck underneath Manko. Through turns 3 and 4, Manko up high, Murray down low. Murray trying to push Manko up high as they're nearly 3 wide coming off turn 4. Now Murray in the second spot with Eckrich and Manko running side by side for third. Heckler tries to power away. Murray tries to stay with him. Now Eckrich looking to go underneath Manko as Manko's being hung out high and dry on the high side of the racing surface. Eckrich hugging the berm, trying to stay low. He's going to see if he can get by Murray for the number 2 spot. As Eckrich trying to move into third, taking it away from Manko. Murray in the second spot. It washes a little bit high through turns 1 and 2, but hangs on the position. Heckler still has a car length lead over Murray. Eckrich now firmly in command of the number 3 spot as Manko and Capelli bunch up behind him. Capelli on the binders washes out high through turns 3 and 4. Gathers it back up down the front stretch. Heckler has the rear view mirror full of Eddie Murray, but Eckrich is back there as well. The top 5 cars just bunched together. Now Manko dropping back, taking Capelli with him as the top 3 cars try to check out. It's going to be Heckler, Murray, and Eckrich. Now Eckrich dives low coming off of turn 4, trying to make some racing move, trying to get the move. Can't do it. Murray tries to duck underneath Heckler, but Heckler slams north through turns 1 and 2. Nobody giving an inch, no quarter given, as they're nerf bar to nerf bar. Bobcat of Buffalo Sportsman on the racing surface at Lancaster. Heckler through turns 3 and 4. Murray right behind him, then Eckrich, Manko, Capelli. As they come down the front stretch, Murray takes a dive underneath Heckler. Murray trying to hang on. Heckler gets hung out high. Heckler dives back in, holds Murray off. Eckrich on the outside of Murray trying to challenge for position. They knock nerf bars. Eckrich falls back, drops back into third. Halfway this time by for a Bobcat of Buffalo Sportsman.
Ken Heckler holding off Ed Murray and Kevin Eckrich. As that hurricane powers around the 5/8 mile racing surface here at Lancaster Motorsports Park. Heckler down the backstretch, Murray right behind him. Eckrich as they try to check out on Manco, but Manco and Capelli trying to stay right with him. Eckrich trying to solve the Murray riddle, can't quite do it. Now he goes outside. Eckrich swings way wide, dirt crashing off in turn 4, but hangs on. Still the same running order we had last lap. Heckler gets loose and spins it around in turns 1 and 2. Gives up the race lead just like that. That'll bring the caution out. What happened back there?
I think he just lost on his own as Ed Murray and Kevin Eckrich weren't really close to that back bumper to affect him. And I think
Murray's going to have to drive like crazy to hold him off. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We get the green flag, and we are racing Bobcat of Buffalo sportsman style. Remember down the back stretch may bring on the caution light as Grimmer's still on the racing surface.
they pile out turn number 2. Eckrich all over the back bumper, but caution is going back out on the speedway. Eddie Grimmer comes to a stop, slowing stop in turns 3 and 4. So before he get refired.
The Bobcat of Buffalo Sportsman about ready to take the green flag to get things back underway. The Emerald Ford Mustang pace car ducks into the bluegrass. Here comes Eddie Murray holding off Kevin Eckrich and Joey Manco to hit the stripe. The green flag flies. And look at Kevin Eckrich on the restart. Takes a dive underneath Eddie Murray. Taking the inside slot. Hangs Eddie Murray out on the outside. Eckrich taking the inside move. Manley racing on the restart. Eckrich and Murray side by side for the lead. Murray staying out ahead, but Eckrich diving deep down in the rumble strips. Murray high and outside. Here they come down to the stripe. Who's it going to be at the Money Taco start-finish line? Eckrich, your new race leader on that lap. Eckrich takes the inside move and gets by Eddie Murray. Joey Manco now has Murray in his sights, but your new race leader, the number 76 of the Big Kev, Kevin Eckrich on the Guelph, Ontario. And we got one looped up in turn 2. Looks like Ken Heckler loops her around. That'll bring out the yellow. Third of the field backs out under power as Heckler seems to have lost.
And Capelli behind him, and Greg Martin, a quartet of young guns. Jim Pierce, he's looking for win number 3. He's 6th. Jim Link, 7th. 7 to go, John.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Eckrich looks at the stripe, sees the green flag, and puts his foot in it with Murray right behind him. Eckrich turns 1 and 2. Manco looking over Murray, but he can't find a way around him. The field strings out and stretches out behind Kevin Eckrich. Eckrich powers down the back stretch. Oh, he lost another one in turn 1. Another caution flag as Chuck Kuhn loops it in turn 1. Oh my goodness, we can't get these guys to get enough gription to hang onto the race machines. All right, ladies and gentlemen, is Chuck Kuhn in the number 53. Sure racing action for the Bobcat of Buffalo Sportsman. Kevin Eckrich leading the way. The Emerald Ford Mustang pace car ducks into the bluegrass right about now. Eckrich trying to hold off Murray, Manco, Capelli, and Martin as they head through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Eckrich. He looks at the stripe, and we are green flag racing. And Shield takes a ride through the infield, but keeps her under power, and we stay green. Eckrich down the back stretch tries to open up the lead against Eddie Murray. He opens up a 4-car length lead down the back stretch. Let's see how he does through turns 3 and 4. It'll be 5 laps to go. This time by can Eckrich hang on and take the win, or Murray and Manco take them over.
And he starts to stretch out the real estate between him and Eddie Murray. Battle on for the 7th spot. Jorgensen down to the inside of Eddie Weber. Paul Jorgensen takes the spot away. Single file now for your top 6-7 race cars. Eddie Weber, though, not giving up without a fight. He's back to the outside of Jorgensen. They're going to flip-flop the 6th, 7th, and 8th spots back and forth. But up front, the 6-pack of leaders is stretching out the real estate with 4 to go. Eckrich, Murray, and Manco. Murray bobbled a little bit on turn number 2. Joey Manco looking for an opportunity to capitalize on that 2nd spot. Murray washed high in turn number 4. Manco took a sneaky peek low, but no doing there. And now we have 3 to go. 3 laps to go. Joey Manco hounded the back bumper of Ed Murray for that 2nd spot as Kevin Eckrich begins to pull away. Turn 2, the 3 of Mike Shields has looped it. Another caution. So a caution is off. 2 to go. Can Kevin Eckrich hang on? As they pour out turn number 4. Green, 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 back in the air. Greg Martin taking a look, and Nick Capelli for the 4th spot here on this restart. And Eckrich quickly trying to stretch out the land between him and Eddie Murray. It's about 3-4 car lengths. Murray seems to reel him in the corners, but in the straights, Big Kev has got the HPs. White flag is in the air. One more lap for Kevin Eckridge, looking to claim his second feature win in 2002. Mango hounds the back bumper of Ed Murray for second. Nick Capelli's fourth. Fifth is Greg Martin. Pierce and Zeems your top 7 here on this final lap. Final 2 turns. Coming out of turn number 4, double checkers in the air. Your winner, Big Kev, Kevin Eckridge. Murray, Mango, Capelli, Martin, Pierce, Weber, Jorgensen, Heckler, Gian, Dolphin, and Shields.
Well, lucky for me, Dave, I don't have to run next to Kevin Eckridge's car doing the interview.
I think he may skip out on these victory lane ceremonies just so he can hop in his modified. And so Kevin's going to pop in. There oh, he's going to take the oh, he's just going to park. Oh, there we go. here. And before he has to climb behind the wheel of his Scott Shumbone Macaulay Enterprise number 75 modified.
That's going to be quite a run into the pits, I think, Dave, for the big cat of Kevin Eckrich as he's on his victory lap now.
Chuck Sankey, please report to the start-finish line. Chuck Sankey, please report to the start-finish line. And this is going to be the world's fastest victory lane ceremony. So I'll send a trackside to John O'Doy.
This could be a real quick interview as Kevin Eckrich needs to hop into his modified to get into the Budweiser 75. So our Visteon modifieds have 75 laps of racing action yet to come. We'll wait for him to get unbuckled, unbolted, unbelted as he works to get his helmet off. Wait for him to make his way out of the race machine. Your Bobcat of Buffalo, sportsman, feature winner, the Big Kev, is the number 76, Kevin Eckrich. Let him hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Careful, Kevin. Come on over, bud. Say hello. That was a hard-fought race. Boy, you had to work for that one.
Yeah, a lot of wrecks, and actually, Eddie Murray, he ran me good on the, and I couldn't think I could get underneath him going on the front chute, and I made her stick, and my hat's off to him. He ran a good race.
It was wild to watch you on the last couple of laps. It looks like you really like to swing wide off at turn 4, and you get real close to that outside retaining wall, but you still hang on to her.
Yeah, I'm kind of learning some tricks from the modified right now. It's, well, with the exception of the heat race. Don't want to do that too often. No, actually, with new stickers, you can actually let the car drift out a bit and run the outside line. The car works good.
All right. Well, who do you need to thank for helping you get here to Victory Lane?
Macaulay Enterprises, my crew, Rick and Hugh, RG Transportation, Ken Jorgensen for a great motor, and everybody else that helps in the car. That 4 score.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your Bobcat of Buffalo Sportsman feature winner who's going to rush off and get into his modified, the Big Kev, Kevin Eckrich. And now with that, let's take an extended commercial break for those of you listening at home on AM 1300 Super Country WXRL. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are drawing the 50-50 raffle now. Kevin Eckrich has drawn the winning 50-50 ticket. The dollar total is $347 to the winning ticket holder, along with a second prize. So hang on to your tickets because we do have a second prize. Okay, the money ticket. If you are holding ticket number 805-490, 805-490, 805-490, you're just a little bit richer. The modifieds is we've got a whole pile of them here. Christopher starts on the pole.
Your hat, wave your kid, wave your program, send off this field of modifieds, the Bud 75. Fireworks, just like they do it at Bristol. Fireworks in the sky here at Lancaster. The Bud 75 is about to commence. Ted Christopher, Jim Flanagan leading the front row. Rich Littlefield, Donnie Staubitz, Ken Troyer, Carl Hare, Dave Walber, Buck Calano, Billy Putty, Dave Schreier. That's your top 10 and a couple of big guns lurking at the back of the field. Pace cars off. All eyes on Ted Christopher. All eyes on Larry Woodruff. He's got a pair of green flags in his hand. Rolling through 3 and 4. They pick up the pace. Green, green, green is in the air. They roll through 1 and 2, a humping and a bumping. Everybody clean and green. We fast forward down the backstretch. It's Ted Christopher out front, Rich Littlefield in second. Troyer and Flanagan side by side for 3rd and 4th. Ted Christopher leads them down on lap number 1. Rich Littlefield on the entire track. Flanagan moves into the number 3 spot. Troyer, Walber, Staubitz, Hare a little loose out of turn number 2. Gets it back together as this field's starting to shuffle itself out. Turn number 4. Bill Teresi stopped in turn number 4.
Caution lights come on. Teresi gets her lit back up.
The power of the yellow flag will heal you, my friend.
Just for Teresi. As right after the lights flicked on, the Teresi machine back underway. He'll have to rejoin the tail of the field. Bonanza track.
Sprinkles in the air just a little bit as we're about to go back to green flag action.
Can Ted Christopher master another start like he did on the first one, or Richie Littlefield? Mr. Excitement, stay with him. Here we go down the back stretch, Dave Buchanan.
All right, once again, that's caution number 1 on this event. They're going to pick up the pace. Once again, out of turn number 4, green flag. Christopher gets a good jump on Richie Littlefield. It goes down to the inside for second. And as they pour out of turn number 2, it's cars 1 and 2 battling for positions 2 and 3 of the field. Bumps and bags down the backstretch back into turn 3 and 4. Christopher starting to open things up. He will lead lap number 3. Jim Flanagan looking to take the 3 spot. Littlefield almost gets the backstretch wall. Staubach is up to 4th. Troyer is in 5th. Everybody eyes skyward as the rain continues to fall. And we got Dave Catalano skating through the infield, caution in the air. Here we come, out of turn number 4, green, green, green. And Whitmer's going to look to jump out in front. Here we go. We're going to see some of that classic 3-4 wide street stock racing action we come to expect. And up front, it's looking to set up the Rick Whitmer sandwich almost coming out of turn number 2. Light and Hackett, they're going side by side for the second spot. The General shuffles into 4th. Tom Egan trying to go way, way outside in the Golden Wheels number 8. Leading lap 1, though, it's Rick Whitmer. Gary Light runs second. Hackett, Sherman, Lovell, your top 5. Then here comes Matt Resch, Don DeVille. Golden Wheels, Tom Egan, Billy Colpitzer up there as well, along with Frank Green. Bonsai down the backstretch. Gary Light looking at the outside of Rick Whitmer for the lead. Starting to set up on the outside, no doing there. Hackett looks low. He's trying to take the second spot back. We're humping and bumping out of turn number 4. Whitmer trying to hang on with Gary Light forming a challenge. The General, John Sherman, he's all over the back bumper, and Pete Hackett. Jason Lovell, his outside. Here comes the big bad boat of Frank Green with green numbers on the side. He's down to the inside of Golden Wheels, Tom Hagen. It's a colorful battle for the 8th spot right now. Hagen gets shuffled to the outside. Green goes low. The Knuttenval sitting in the catbird seat. Back up front, though, we got a challenge for the lead. Gary Light on the outside of Rick Whitmer once again. At the line, though, it's Rick Whitmer by a nose. Gary Light looking to find some good luck on his season. He washes way high. Pete Hackett's going to tuck it low. Pete Hackett, one of his best showings ever in the Frontier Auto Wrecking number 6. He's going to take the second spot back from Gary Light. The General all over both of their back bumpers, so is Matt Resch, Jason Lovell. Russell Nudes in the Knuttenvale trying it 3 wide, but falls back in line behind Tom Hagen as they cross the stripe. Whitmer hangs on to the lead. Hackett up to second. He's got the General hot on his tail. Light to his outside. He's trying not to get washed out too high and get shuffled through here. Frank Green now up to 7th. He is charging hard through this field. 1 feature win already. He's looking to become our first repeat winner in the Street Stocks in 2002. We've had 6 different feature winners. Will we make it 7? Right now we would if Rick Whitmer can stay out in front, but he's got Hackett, Light, Sherman, Resch, Green, Lovell all chasing him down with 5 in, 10 to go. The General sniffing along the outside of Pete Hackett for that number 3 position as the faster car is starting to charge to the front of the field. Rick, easy for me to say, I hate that name. It makes me do Elmer Fudd. Rick Whitmer out in front, hanging on to the lead. And lap number 6 in the books, 9 to go. Gary Light hangs on to the second spot. The General, John Sherman, looks like he may have the 3rd spot away, wrestled away from Pete Hackett, but the Professor not giving up without a fight. Matt Resch up to 5th. Frank Green is up to 7th. It's the young guys, Jason Lovell and Bobby Hino. They're side by side behind them. Now we're doing it 3 wide, the big bad boat. Using his favorite lane, the way outside lane, and he is doing it 3 wide. They come down the front stretch. It's a Matt Resch sandwich for the 4th spot. the Prince Super Photo Lab 52 of Frank Green looking to take 2 spots without getting spun out here in turns 1 and 2. Ahead of them, Gary Light challenging for the lead again. He's got a good run coming out tournament 2 to the outside. They are going to go side by side, drag race into turn number 3. Now Green's going to go to the 4th spot. We've got 2 big battles at the front of this field as we've reached the halfway point. 8 in and 7 to go. And the line, Gary Light by a front bumper it looks like, as he's looking for some headway, but the Widmer number 11 is right still with them. Now Light looks to stretch out the real estate as they go down the backstretch. Light going to try and dive down on Widmer to go for the block, but he shuffles high, and Widmer still has an open lane on the outside. Frank Green sitting in the catbird, so he's going to try and squeeze in between the 2 of them. He may get a chance as they come down the front stretch. Your leader with 6 laps to go is Gary Light. But Frank Green is now on the outside of Rick Widmer for a second, and the big bad boat is sailing fast and high down the backstretch.
Gary Light heads through turns 3 and 4. Frank Green running in second. Widmer in third. The general, John Shermat's, running in fourth. They come down the front stretch. Gary Light looks to stretch on the real estate with a big boat of Frank Green. Powers through turns 1 and 2, taking the high road. Tries to get by Gary Light. He's closing in. He's got him in his sights. But Light has the power down. Frank Green falls back as Frank Green scrubs the back wall. And we got a couple of cars coming together big time off. Sets a pace. Frank Green bolted to his back bumper. The starter, Larry Woodruff, looks him over, points at the stripe, and says, "Gentlemen, we are Green Flag Racing." Gary Light crosses the Money Taco start-finish line. Frank Green immediately takes the outside move. Rick Widmer stays bolted right to Gary Light. John Shermatz, Bobby Hanel, Matt Resch, and Matt Knudsen. That Knudsen valve hanging in there as well. Light and Green side by side for the lead down the back stretch. Green on the outside, Light on the inside. They head through turns 3 and 4. Green working way high. Light able to take the short way around. He regains a little bit of the lead. Let's see who gets to the stripe first. It's going to be Gary Light in the 40, then Frank Green. Rick Widmer and Shermatz too close to call, as is Hanel and Resch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, 5, and 6 too close to call as they bunch them up with the Money Taco start-finish line. Gary Light and Frank Green race through turns 3 and 4. Light still hanging on to the lead, but not by much as Frank Green pushes that big boat around. This time by, it'll be 3 laps to go. It's going to be Gary Light by a bumper, but Green on the outside through turns 1 and 2. 3 more laps for Gary Light and Frank Green to do battle, door handle to door handle, man-to-man racing action down the back stretch. Back there at the 2, 3, 4, and 5 spots still being decided as they duke it out. Back up front, Green and Light side by side once again with 2 laps to go. The twin popsicle sticks. Light by a bumper one more time. Then Shermatz, and it's a Widmer sandwich. As 4, 5, and 6 duke it out, Resch gets loose through turns 1 and 2. Bobby the Heartthrob Hanel moves into the 3rd spot. Frank Green off the pace, nearly kisses the outside wall. Gary Light hanging on. Right now you're running order Light, Green, Shermatz, Hanel. And it's Resch, Widmer, and Knudsen side by side. Widmer loose in turn 4. Dirt tracking off of turn 4. Light and Green racing for the win. Light hanging on. Green right with him, and Shermatz. Now Green gets the inside move on Light. Light's on the outside. Green powers by. Found the turbo button, hits the nitrous bottle. And here he comes to take the checkered flag. If he can hold off Gary Light for just a few more feet, it will be Green, Light, Shermatz, Hanel, Resch, Knudsen, Widmer, Lovell, and the rest of your field. Lovell loops it. Lovell loops it in turn 1 and hangs onto it. The rest of the field drives by. But Frank Green found the turbo button on the last lap, goes hammer down, gets by Gary Light and takes the win. But Glenn Campbell, Chevrolet Oldsmobile Street Stocks finish up their feature. Not sure what happened to Jason Lovell as he came across the Money Taco start-finish line. But he got super loose up there in turn 1, loops it around. Here comes your race winner. Out of East Aurora, New York, the Transmaster Transmissions, Auto Electric, Best Deal Auto Sales, Cole Muffler number 52, the big boat of Frank Green, pulling up to take the checkered flag for his victory lap. And a fine-looking machine that is. Best Steel Auto Sales on the side of that one as well. Best Steel Auto Sales, the official food supplier of announcers here at Lancaster Motorsports Art.
Transmaster Transmission's Hard Luck Award is Terry Watson. How about you?
I think that's a good one. We'll give it to Terry Watson tonight.
All right, Terry Watson, the first winner of the Transmaster Transmission's Hard Luck Award. He earns $20, and it's actually going to come out of the pocket of the guy that just won the feature.
I don't know if I tell him that so loud. Dave Buchanan hanging out trackside, waiting for Frank Green to finish up his victory lap.
Well, he becomes the first repeat winner in the street stocks in 2002. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Green tonight's Glen Campbell Chevrolet Street Stock feature winner! Frank, come on over. Last night I get a call. Steve, I gotta tell you about my great new contingency program with the Hard Luck Award. So they gotta donate $20 to Terry Watson, but what a great run you put on.
Wow, thanks, Dave. That was something else. I'm so out of breath. I was sitting over here watching the mods when you guys all of a sudden called us. I didn't even know. I had to run all the way back, get in the car. I still haven't caught my breath. Wow. What a great race with Gary White, though. And it started getting a little wet there, and I pushed up. So that time I tried him underneath, and he pushed up, and it worked out. But I would like to see Gary win, but I'll take it, too. So.
All right, why don't you thank your sponsors and crew?
Okay, I got Prince Super Photo Lab just came on this week. They're out at Southgate Plaza in West Seneca, and they're also a track photographer. Stop out there, see what they got. And Best Deal Auto Sales, as always, Transmaster Transmission, Chris over at Cole Muffler, South Buffalo Auto Parts, Auto Electric Racing, and I think that's it. Hope I didn't forget anybody.
All right, congratulations. Frank Green, his big bad boat, picks up his second win of 2002 in the street stocks. And we're going to try and figure out what we'll do from here next. We'll be right back as you're listening to the official radio station of the Lancaster Motorsports Park, Super Country, WXRL 1300.
Once again, a big special welcome to all the people here in the house tonight, the people from Thermofoam, Tom Snyder from Snyder Industries, Bill Gerhardt here from the Military Road Social Club, Bob Olesko from the Mill Grove Volunteer Fire Company, and Webmaster Chuck Sankey in the house here tonight.